My 8-year-old came home from soccer practice limping, and when I rolled up his sock, there were cigarette burns dotted across his ankle in a neat little row. He smiled up at me and said, "Coach Pratt said it's how you toughen up to be a real player." He did it to me and Eli both. I dropped to my knees on the kitchen floor. "Coach Pratt put these on you?" My son Owen nodded like it was completely normal. He said real athletes don't flinch. He timed us. I only flinched once. I counted 6 small circular burns, some already blistering. My hands started shaking. I knew exactly how bad this was because I'd seen marks like that once before, on a kid in a news story, and they'd had to do skin grafts. "Did this hurt, baby?" I asked, trying to keep my voice level. "A little," he said, "but Coach said if we told our parents he'd cut us from the team. He said winners keep team secrets." That sentence put a cold spike straight through me because that's not coaching. That's a grown man teaching children to hide what he's doing to them. I called the league office. No answer. I called the front desk at the rec center, and the woman stammered something about an incident being looked into and told me to come right away. I scooped Owen into the car, missed the ignition twice, my hands were trembling so hard, and drove straight to the urgent care by the field. The waiting room went quiet when they saw his ankle. I expected them to rush him back. Instead, a nurse handed me a clipboard and a cold pack and said, "Have a seat, we're backed up." I wanted to scream. I pressed the cold pack near the burns, and Owen yelped. The cold made the blistered skin sting worse, not better. That's when I realized these weren't surface marks, they were deep. "He needs a doctor now," I said, loud enough that the whole room turned. A nurse came over, took one look at his ankle, and her whole face changed. "Okay, sweetheart, come with me." They took him back fast after that. While I sat in the hallway, my phone rang. It was Dana, the mother of Owen's best friend Eli. "Was Eli at practice today?" she asked, her voice thin and frightened. "The rec center just called and told me to come get him, and they wouldn't tell me why." My heart dropped. "Dana," I said carefully, "just get here. Fast." I couldn't find the words to tell her that her son might be hurt the same way mine was. I left Owen with the nurse and drove back to the field for answers. As I pulled in, I saw a man in a tracksuit, half jogging toward the coach's lot. Coach Pratt. He spotted me and stopped dead. "You burned my 8-year-old?" I said, walking right at him. He backed against his car. "It wasn't burning. It was just a little heat tolerance drill. Kids bounce back. I read about it." "You read about branding children," I said. He got defensive, chin jutting out. "Look, if your kid's too soft to handle a real program, that's a you problem, not a me problem." I have never in my life wanted to hit someone so badly, but before I could, an ambulance turned into the lot, lights spinning. The rec center doors opened and the league coordinator came out walking 3 more boys, all of them crying, all with the same neat rows of burns on their ankles and forearms. Eli was one of them. Dana's car screeched in seconds later. She took one look at her son's arm, then at Pratt edging toward his car door, and she came apart. "That's him? He did this to our kids?" She'd already called the police on the way over. 2 officers were out of their cruiser before Pratt could get his key in the ignition. He started arguing, and one of them simply turned him around and put him against the hood while the other read him his rights. All 4 boys were treated for 2nd and 3rd degree burns. The doctors did everything they could, but Owen and 2 of the others will carry the scars on their skin for life. Small pale circles that never fully fade. They lived. They just won't ever forget that a man they trusted did this to them. Pratt is facing charges now, and I'm making sure he never coaches a single child anywhere, ever again.